I'm going to tell you about action potential. What is action potential? The action potential is the change in electrical position associated with the passage of an impulse along the membrane of a nerve or a muscle cell. This is a nerve cell. Now, this is the cell body, the axon, and the terminal branches of the axon. Signals are received in the cell body, and then signals are conducted through the axon and transmitted out the terminal branches of the axon. And these signals are acted as action potentials. And this is the voltage-gated sodium channels. And when the voltage-gated sodium channels open, sodium ions are rushed into the axon, depolarizing its membrane. Now, sodium channels then close. They close, and then switching them into an inactivated state. In an inactivated state, the depolarization it prevents depolarization from spreading along the axon because the action potential is only it can only go one direction, which is going that way only. It can't go backward. The inactivation state prevents the action potential from moving backwards. And when the inactivation state is occurred and the sodium channels are open, they then change from the negative and positive to a positive and negative. Now, let's examine the changing state of sodium channels during action potential. When there is no stimulus present, the sodium potential stays closed. And when the sodium potential stays closed, the electrical potential stays constant, meaning there's no membrane potential change and there's no time change. So then it is just a straight line staying constant. When the depolarizing stimulus is applied to the membrane, it starts to depolarize away, still being no change in time, just changing direction of membrane potential. So when some sodium ions are then open, letting the sodium channels open, letting sodium ions then enter the axon. And when the sodium ions enter the axon, it causes a change in time and the membrane potential. But then if the depolarization is sufficient, then more sodium ions are open, causing more sodium ions to enter the axon. And lastly, sodium channels close and cannot be opened again, but are still depolarized. And that is how that is how nerve cells receive, transmit, and conduct signals as action potential.